My name is Cheng, and then Rachel here is my granddaughter. We have a very close relationship since she was born. So since young, we know each other right from the beginning, even when she was a baby.
I'm Rachel, like what my gong said, and I'm 28. I work in St. Luke's Hospital as a senior medical officer. I think for me, my grandfather has always been the one who has watched over me since I was young. I was told that when I first entered kindergarten, preschool, he was the one who sent me, and I was peering through the window of the preschool, trying to look for him. And then after that in primary school, he was my after-school teacher together with my grandma, sitting us down and making sure that I would do my homework and also explaining concepts to me. So he is that, that doting, almost that shepherd figure in my life since I was young. And I think it remains the same today. I think that's what I cherish the most.
When Rachel graduated from the medical course, we are all very proud of her. In fact, she inspired us because she worked very hard to get a degree. The thing is, she from young, like the mother, she wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor. Now Rachel, my granddaughter, also want to follow her mother's footsteps. I think her aim is to help people, to serve the community, the people around her, to have a really meaningful life in a career. The other thing that besides the job, education, that's something that inspires me very much is a commitment in spiritual work, the work of God. She is very keen to tell the story of Jesus Christ to people, to bring people to Christ. The aim is to obey the Great Commission. So that also inspired me a lot.
Yeah, I think on that note, actually, he is BSF leader for like supremely many years. How many years?
Maybe 6-7 years.
6-7 years. I still remember when I was in JC, I used to follow him to BSF. And he's been doing that ever since, faithfully, and not just as a member, but also as a leader. And if you look at his desk, right, all his BSF homework, right, as well as his Bible, is all carefully underlined with notes by the side in his very nice cursive handwriting. He's very conscientious about studying the Bible. Yeah. So that's something that definitely encourages me in my own walk as well. Yeah.
I was saying that the pandemic that affected me most is that we have less time to meet together, less opportunity to meet together as the pre-pandemic time together. The most serious one is Rachel got married during the pandemic, and I couldn't attend her marriage, the solemnization, because we went to hospital for one consultation, and the doctor later on called me that I'm exposed to a nurse who is a positive COVID infection. So during that time, the hospital or the government was very strict with this prevention measure. So we will ask myself and my wife will be quarantined for 14 days at home. 14 days, cannot go out, and then must stay at home. And so I couldn't attend Rachel's wedding solemnization. So that was the most regretful part that I can remember. And this is what affected me most from the pandemic.
So, we had to have a belated quarterly because he was quarantined. And when he came over, and then we know we 敬茶 and all that, as he was giving me his ang pao, giving my husband and I his ang pao, he started crying leh. And that's the first time I've seen my grandfather cry. first time. Never ever before. And it was uncontrollable. That also made me cry because I realized the depth of his affection for me.
Yeah, I think the part of, because the tear is a tear of joy, see. As I recall, since she was born as a toddler and grown up, now become a young lady, get married, and going to be a mother and so on, to start a family. So it sort of touched on the old memory, you see. So it brings back the emotion back to me. That's why I was so moved.
Yeah, so I think that was really firmly etched in my mind. We still have a photo of both of us crying. He sitting on the chair and my husband and I standing with a cup of tea. And I think the pandemic cannot touch the depth of intimacy. The bond goes so far back. Yeah, the bond goes so far back. It's not something that 2 years worth of infection and pandemic can compromise and take away. Yeah. I think new things would be being used to dinners in an intimate setting, like smaller groups. Because we were forced to have that when it was the thick of the pandemic. Right now, I think my husband and I would come over, just the four of us, without any occasion, to just have a dinner, chat. I think that's something new that came out of the pandemic. In the past, pre-pandemic, we had waited for large family gatherings in order to meet. But now, I guess without any occasion, we can still come over. Then the second new thing I think we've picked up is being more used to connecting with one another over the telephone. Yeah, we didn't used to call much last time, but now we would just call freely, video call freely, because we realized, hey, actually this is quite a good way of communicating. Yeah, and my grandparents are very IT savvy still. They're both using smartphones of their own. Yeah, so it's very easy to get connected with them via phone.
From now onward it's a new development. Rachel is working and have a family, so our bond will be even closer as I see her growing up and very soon to be starting her own family, and we can encourage one another. The important thing is you must have this bond of love together, so that you can overcome, like Jesus tells us, love overcome everything. That will keep us the bond together. So the important thing is the young can inspire old to do something different, something fresh, and then the old can encourage the young to take up new things in their life and to maybe blossom in the work later on to the glory of God. So that's important.
I think I've come to appreciate our bond as grandfather-granddaughter a bit more because of how deep the affection we have, and that's something that I had to. It was only a recent realization for me, and I think simple things like going to my grandmother's favorite botanic gardens together, or just going out for meals. Like even later on, we're just going to have dinner, four of us. Things like that. I think it's something that I anticipate and want to continue to do more of in time to come.